All right, cats and kittens, it is time to do a little bit of a rollback. So before I get started on the update for this project, I am going to ask you to please do all of the things. You know what they are. This is my update for the At the Hop project. This is a project that was created by Misty, and you guys know how much I love Misty. So what she did is she took a whole bunch of stuff from like the 50s and 60s. We've got music, we've got hairstyles, we've got vehicles, we have got clothing styles, we've got all kinds of good stuff. She got a little tiny bit of help with just a couple of prompts that I think, well, I know Jessica came up with one, but I think she helped her get two of them. So I think we're starting with 50 prompts also on this, or that's where we're at. Now, the hashtag for this is at the Hop Project Pan. It started November 25th of 2022. Will run through November 24th of this year. And we are doing updates monthly, bi-monthly on or around the 25th. Yeah, we're close. With this, she left it very, very open-ended. The way Misty likes to do her projects is that she likes to take the whole list and pick an item for every single prompt at the very beginning so that she has it in her spreadsheet and she has it in her book, and that's the way she goes through. So she left it to us to do it whichever way works best for us. I personally started a little bit on the light-handed side. I was starting a lot of projects very close together. So I started a little bit on the slower side, and I'm kind of amping up a little bit more now as we go along. Let's talk about what I have going on. So, rock around the clock was my first prompt, and this is something you use morning and night. I brought in a bottle of ordinary hyaluronic acid serum. Now, I don't know what I did because there's where we started, and then we had an update, and now we're done. But I think I missed a month. I must have. I missed so much stuff. Anyway, this is done. It's a rollout. It's going to go in the empties, and it is a completed prompt for the project. Then I have Tutti Frutti. This is something fruit-themed, package scent, or whatever. So I brought in the Cleona Emily Violet Marie Dragon Fruit Palette. Kind of figured dragon fruit. That's fruit. Now, I decided to do this as a no pan left behind type of situation. So it comes with a nice mirror, and I put my Post-it on it. Now, these are the shades. All right. I know this packaging breaks, so I'm trying to be very careful with it. I still have got, what have I got? I've got this one, and these two greens left. So I am getting very close, and we're going to swatch those for you just because they're really fun ones. Okay, so those are the first two. I figure if I'm going to keep, batch filming and doing these videos, we're going to swatch everything. And then for the two greens, one of the greens I cannot pronounce the name of. So that's why you are just getting me pointing and swatching and showing you fingers. All right, that third one is a very chartreuse color. It's a little bit hard to see here with my lighting. I'm sure I'll monkey with that in a minute because when down I turn off the lights and try and get you, a better look at these colors. But, well, actually, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, well, at least you can see the reflection. This one is a really nice kind of, almost a neon lime. It's a little bit harder to see also. But this one has got much more of a yellow to it. It's a yellow-green. All right, so that means this is staying in because I haven't finished it. Technical difficulty. Crazy train. What I was saying was that with the Dragon Fruit palette, I have tried to take pictures with all of those looks. So when I get that all finished, I'm going to try and get you a little bit of a slideshow, or at least get you some of the pictures on screen here. Now, the next thing I have is Bye Bye Love, and that's an Everly Brothers song, and that is a gimme product, or a product that's almost gone. For that, I brought in a Skin Iceland sample of their brightening eye serum. This is a 0.10 ounce. This is a really nice serum, problem being that it's liquid, okay? It's straight up liquid. And this dispersal method is not the best. It needs almost like a dropper of some kind or something, because when it's got product in it, if you tip it, you get too much. If you squeeze it, you get too much. This was not a good way to do a demo of it. It's very liquidy product. Product is nice, but it's done. It's a rollout. I can't I liked it, but I don't know if I would buy it because of, I don't know the packaging on it, and that would actually be a determining factor. Okay, then we have Mr. Sandman. And this is an item you use before bed. For this, I had the Clinique Take the Day Off. This was a travel size. It was a 1 ounce. It was a small one. And that is completed, so that is a rollout. We have American Bandstand next. And so, of course, we had to do a nod to Dick Clark. This is an anti-aging product. For this, I had the Murad Resurgence Targeted Wrinkle Corrector. And that is also a finished item. I cut the tube open and I used it specifically around all of the lines here. I liked it. If I can ever find a really, really good price on it, I would probably get it, but it is not cheap, guys. It is not cheap. So, completed prompt rollout there. Then we get to Barbie. So this is a pink item. I brought in, okay, so pink being packaging, color of the product, color on the packaging, in the name, however. I brought in the Hemp's Pink Citron and Mimosa Flower, one of the 2.25 ounce bottles, and I did finish it. This is not a favorite of mine. I did not care for it a lot. It smells a little bit grapefruity to me. So I got everything out that I could, but that one's done. And I'm not going to repurchase it. Then I have I Love Lucy, and this one she picked the job switching episode. So this could be an item that smells like chocolate or candy. I brought in one that is a candy. This is the Glamlight Hershey's Kisses palette in Special Dark. You guys just saw me do this with my palette bingo. I have one of the shades on right now because I'm still recording from that. These are the shades. My goal was to use each one of these pans 3 times, and I did complete that. So this is a rollout, and we'll be going back into my drawer. Okay, then Maybelline. In past videos, I have talked about the brand and the Chuck Berry song. So you should have some history on that one. This is a product from the brand Maybelline or a drugstore product. I had brought in the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Eye Pencil Liner. I hate the way that's named. I don't know why it's not an eyeliner pencil. Anyway, I brought this in 940 Rich Amethyst. My goal for this was 10 uses. I have completed that. And, okay, if we don't look at this, that purple on the end closest to my wrist bone is a swatch of this eyeliner. I think I have this in both places. So I was going to try and measure it, but it didn't make any sense since I was using 2 different ones. So there are not measurements, but I did hit the usage goal. So that is a rollout. Then we had Ruby D. This is a red item. For this, I also went with another Glamlight product. This is the Strawberry Shortcake collection. This is the blush from that collection. I just did this as a 5-use goal, and I did hit that. It's a really nice baby pink bright blush. I did enjoy it, and that is also a rollout for this project. Okay, so that's what we have got rolling out. I cannot believe I lost all of the footage. I've got my intro and my first product, and that's it. Or second product, or whatever. Whatever. We're moving on. Crazy train moment. Just had to complain about my video skills. All right, we've got new ones coming in. We're going to do Splish Splash, which is a Bobby Darin song. So this is a bath or shower product. For this, I have got a Lush Bubblegum Lip Scrub. I keep this in my shower, and I've had it in there for a while. And I don't know if you guys can see, you can actually see there's a little bit of jar in the very center on the bottom, but this is super crumbly and dried out. There's some product up on the side because of the way I've been trying to scoop it. I need to add some oil to this to get it more usable than it is right now, because right now it's very, very gritty, very rough, and it's like taking straight sugar. So I didn't weigh this. The goal is to finish this. I will see about maybe weighing it after I get it a little bit more rehydrated, but I don't know how many times I'm going to have to do that before I can complete it. It is over half gone. I figure we can get this rolled out without too much hassle, hopefully. All right, then we have got Fats Domino. For this, she picked the song Blueberry Hill and put it in as a blue item. I grabbed this, but you can't read anyway. This is a 0.84 ounce of the original Mary Kay Body Buffing Cream. The product, the writing is blue. The product itself is actually blue. And it's a little hard to see. So this is a body scrub. Wow. This originally No, I don't know what it was originally. I don't know what they did with it. Back in the day when I started using it, they used it a lot as either an exfoliant or as an exfoliant for the hands. It became part of the Satin Hands line. I know that they do buffing cream in the Satin Hands still. I do not know if you can get the original or if you can only get the one that comes in the set. I have no idea. But these were considered like travel sizes. You could get samples of things. Okay, you didn't really get samples of things. You would at the demos if you went to a Mary Kay thing, or if you wanted to say, hey, can I get a sample of a blush? They had little cards where it was like 1 or 2 uses. They had little lipstick bubbles. This kind of thing was a sample. It was or a trial. So it was a travel thing that you would a lot of times get as a gift with purchase. They just would come out with different things, and you could, you know, you could give them as guest gifts, you could give them as gift with purchase, you could do whatever, but this is considered a travel size of this item. That is a brand new item. I am going to put this in start to finish. I don't know why I went off on a tangent about that. All right, next we have the twist, and this is a Chubby Checker song. So this is a product that twists up. For that, I brought in a Bite Beauty lipstick. This is in the shade Pastille. I did not get any Bite Beauty products until right around the time they were going to be closing, or when they announced they were going to be closing. So a lot of this stuff went down to half price, and that's why I picked it up, because I hadn't tried any before. And oh my gosh, hopefully this is still recording, because if I have to do this again, I'm going to lose my mind. This is the shade right here, and I am bringing that in for 5 uses, and that is 5 looks. So no matter how many times I reapply, it is still pretty much brand new. The point is still on this thing. So that is our goal with that one. Then we have got Tears on My Pillow, and I'm going to put the artist in somewhere on the screen because I can't remember. I was thinking it was Johnny Mathis, but I don't think that's right. I don't know. Anyway, it'll have been on there. So this is a waterproof or a cry-proof item. I brought in the Sephora retractable waterproof eyeliner. This is in number 18 glitter green. This is a swatch of it right here. And this does actually have a little bit of glitter, so when you have it on, it does sparkle. Now, does the eyeliner stay on? Yes. Will there be occasionally some glitter fallout with some of my glitter eyeliners? Yes, there will, and I don't mind. The Urban Decay one has a little bit of glitter fallout from it right now, too. I have glitter in some glitter in my highlighter. I've got it all over. We're doing 5 uses on that eyeliner. All right, now, I'm losing it here. Then I'm bringing in Sleeping Beauty. So this is a lip product because Sleeping Beauty was awoken by a kiss. I'm assuming that's why she did it that way. And so I am bringing in this little baby Laura Mercier Velour Extreme Matte Lipstick in Fresh. That's this one. So if you look at these 2 lipsticks, they're not super far off in shade. But now with this, I'm bringing this into Finish because of this being a little one. I put it on the card. Oh man, focus. So you can see where my start line is and how much product there is. Hopefully, I think we're focused. Well, we're as focused as we're going to get. So that one's going to be in for a little while because it does take me a while to get through lipsticks, as we well know, even with it being a little one, even with it not being a lot of product. But, you know, we got some time. We should be good. All right, then finally, the last one that I am bringing in this month is for the Banana Boat song, which is the Day-O song. And for this, it's a product that you use in your morning routine. This was problematic for me because most of the things I use in the morning, I use at night too. And I kind of wanted to do skincare routine. I didn't necessarily want to do makeup routine. So what I decided to do was bring in this package of the Skin Iceland. These are the Hydro-Cooling Firming Eye Gels. This is an 8-count package. I have 7 of the 8 left because this is my open one. All right. This is an individual from there. It's a foil packet. It comes with a little plastic tray. The 2 eye gels are in there. And yes, I recycle the plastic too because I am that person. I recycle as much as I can. So a lot of people say there's a lot of waste with these. I try and recycle as much as possible. But what I will be doing is I will be showing you this and telling you how many are left for however long they're in the project. And then the outside package is what's going to go into my empties when we get it finished off. Okay? Just so you know. So 7 out of 8 are still in there. It's not quite full, but easiest way for me to do that. All right. Now, this is the part where it gets fun for me. can't believe I had to re-record this. Let's see if I still got it up. I am going to be bringing in, yes, I have it. I am going to be bringing in the song 96 Tears by an the Mysterians. Now, question mark can be either the symbol itself or the words question mark. I have always and originally seen it as the symbol, but either way is considered proper, apparently. News to me. Now, let's talk about this just a little bit. This one is a little bit long, a little bit convoluted. I will get this as coherently for you as I can. This song was originally recorded as a single. The band started out very small, had some changes, whatever. So anyway, when they did this as a 45. And they had this song and the song Midnight Hour. And there was some disagreement about which was going to be the A side and which was going to be the B side. The information that I have in front of me shows Midnight Hour as the B side. The original 45 release, and I don't know how many pressings of it were done. I have no idea how many copies. The original 45 had 96 Tears on the B side. Question mark himself went around in Michigan to the different radio stations. We're glitching again. To the different radio stations and actually requested that they play the B side, which was 96 Tears. So this ended up being not only a local popular thing, but then also got a lot of radio play for the area. Now, this is where we're going to talk about the band just a little bit because this is, like I said, very convoluted even for me. The band, kind of hard to say how this formed. Let's see if I can, oh man, I lost it. So, let me find it again because why would my life be easy? Now that would be just too easy. Okay, so Question Mark and Mysterians actually originally started as a 3-piece band. They were 3 guys from the Saginaw and Bay City area of Michigan. They, as a band, were active from 62 to 69. Okay, 3-piece band, started as a surf band, modeled on the Link Ray sound, the Dwayne Eddy sound, so very guitar-driven, instrumental band, not a vocal band. The 3 guys, let's see if I can get this. The 3 guys were Larry Borja on guitar, Robert Martinez on drums, and Bobby Balderrama on lead guitar. Now, the British invasion happened, and they decided that they were going to kind of try and change their sound around a little bit. What they decided to do is they actually were looking for a vocalist because of the British invasion actually was very vocal driven. I mean, that's where you got bands that have lead singers, and that's kind of what they're known for. So the instrumental sound, like I want to say Castaway Safaris, that kind of stuff, became less of the thing as time progressed here with that. So what they ended up doing is they brought in Rudy Martinez. Now, he is Robert Martinez's brother, and like I said, Robert was the drummer. He was actually known for his dancing ability, but it was suggested that they go ahead and bring him in because he's the drummer's brother, and they wanted a singer, and he's kind of already got that showmanship from the dancing thing, and he's outgoing and he's not shy, so they ended up bringing him in. Now, to further develop their sound, they also bring in Frank Rodriguez. I had to think about that. Couldn't remember. I always want to call him Terry, and I don't know why. But they ended up bringing him in. He was a keyboard player from another local band called the Trespassers. I think between bringing in Question Mark, which Question Mark is actually his alter ego, stage name, whatever, he is an eccentric figure. That's a direct quote. He's an odd duck. This is the guy who said that I think he said his soul was from Mars. His soul had originated from Mars. He once walked the earth with dinosaurs. So when they changed the name of the band, and I don't know what the original 3-piece was, but as soon as they brought him in, it became Question Mark and the Mysterians. The Mysterians is actually the title of a 1957 Japanese sci-fi film. And so that's where they get the name from. They added question mark to the Mysterians, came up with the name. They've now got Terry, so they've got a keyboard player. Now, when you listen to 96 Tears, that's the first thing you see and hear. This is incredibly important to their sound. So, not entirely certain exactly when this was recorded. Like I said, there was a lot of weird stuff going on with it. It was a 45. It was done, does it say? I had read somewhere and I don't remember where. But originally, when they did this song, they met a woman or knew a woman, and she kind of backed them financially to do this pressing, and the recording studio was in her basement. Now, when you look at the song 96 Tears and you look at the production and the writing, all of that credit is given to, I want to get the right brother. It was given a question mark. What's his real name? Rick. Seriously? Rudy. I'm having trouble with names today, you guys. So Rudy is the one who is credited as being the writer and the producer for that song. All right. So this is a basement production. They are definitely garage band. They were originally surf sound. Once they did the vocal and the keyboard, they became garage band. Now, this is a little bit screwy. So there was a 1971 Cream article, and I cannot tell you who wrote it. If I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. It's talking about this band, and it actually kind of refers to them as punk rock. Now, this is credited as being the first reference of punk rock, and they are then considered the first punk rock band. I'm just telling you what I'm reading, guys. I don't know that I would necessarily say that, but because of that phrase then being introduced, and it's like, as far as it can be traced back, because no one knows for sure that that is actually the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but we're going to go with that's what it is. So anyway, all this stuff goes on. They're getting popular. They're getting heard. Somebody hears them and is like, ooh, now wait a minute. So ended up getting a label. Somebody bought the rights to the song. They put out a couple albums now. So let's see if I can get you to the discography here, because this is also very, very screwy. Very screwy. So the first album is called 96 Tears. This is 1966 when it's released. Okay, that's the year it's released. Now in 1966, Robert Martinez, the drummer, and Borja, I can't remember his first name. We're having a name issue. Anyway, they decided that they were going to enlist because this is also the Vietnam era. And they were thinking that if they enlisted, then they would possibly not be drafted to Vietnam, because the draft was going on at this point and people were getting called for that. I don't know if that worked out for them or not. I don't know anything about these guys kind of individually, and I don't know even how to find that information. If anybody else does, throw in the comments, because I've got no clue. So anyway, 96 Tears technically released the album in 1966, and it actually hit the Billboard 200. It charted at 66. They did a second album called Action that came out in 1967. Now, both of these albums are on Cameo Parkway Records. Not a label I am in any way familiar with. The deal with this is that the second album was apparently a pretty good album, but didn't get the commercial success. So they really didn't go... Love computers. They didn't really go anywhere further with that. Now, they officially then broke up in 69, but that is not the end of the story. So they end up coming back together for a few different things. And one of the things that happened is, let me see if I can figure out who it is that bought it. What happened was, all right, so in the 90s, Question Mark and the Mysterians wanted to re-release their albums, the first two, 96 Tears and Action. Sorry, my chair is squeaky, my back hurts. I've been sitting here too long. but they didn't own the rights. At this point now, the song rights are owned by record executive Alan Klein. So what they did is in 97, they re-recorded the 66 album, which was 96 Tears. They released it on Collectible Records label. But when you go look at their discography, I'm jumping back and forth here, the 97 album title, instead of being 96 Tears, is Question Mark and the Mysterians. I have not checked to see that this is the exact same. I don't have copies of these, so I don't know, but I'm assuming that's what they did because it was already released as 96 Tears, so they just re-recorded everything and changed it. I would love to have copies of each side by side to listen to. I would love it. But then in 99, they also did sorry, I'm getting attacked by a bug. They did another new album, and this is called More Action. So it's kind of like, it's very weird. It's like their second album for the second run. So technically it's their first studio album, but it's based on the idea of Action being their second album and then re-releasing the first album and then More Action being the next album. Does that make sense? Hey, follow the crazy train. Come on. You know how this works. So those are the albums that they have. There were some other things that happened. Like I said, we've got guys coming and going and coming back and whatever. There's been a lot of past members in this band. A whole lot. Question Mark actually seemed to remain active kind of the whole time. He collaborated with different people. He's done all kinds of different stuff. This song in particular has been re-recorded by all kinds of people. It actually has been recorded. Let me see if I can tell you who it was recorded by. And that's my kid in the kitchen dropping stuff. Or throwing stuff. I know that Aretha Franklin, Thelma Houston, Iggy Pop, I don't even know who all else. If I could find the list, I'd give you everybody. But I also know that the Stranglers did a version of this, and their version of it charted. So it has been covered a lot by a lot of different people. And you guys know the Houston name. Thelma is related to Whitney, and I don't remember how. At least I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. I could be wrong on that too. Who knows? Anyway, that is kind of, oh yeah, the list of members is insane. But as time goes on and people age and become ill, they have lost one of their members, and I want to say it was their drummer. Not the original one, not the Martinez, not Robert Martinez, the one that replaced him after he left to enlist, got diagnosed, I believe, with multiple sclerosis, and then he did eventually pass away. But because of his diagnosis and because of his illness, that he wasn't able to keep playing. And I want to say Robert came back at that point, but I'm not 100% certain if there was anyone in between him coming back or not. Like I said, the list of people that have been in this band is insane. They did get together and do some performances here and there, but it wasn't, I don't remember what year it was. There was a point where they got together, they did a performance, but it wasn't enough for them to, or like a tour, but it wasn't enough for them to actually like reform and start re-recording at that point. So it was later that happened when they did these new recordings. This band technically is known as a one-hit wonder for 96 Tears, but like I said, there's 4 other songs that have charted in the US only, I believe. None of them even made top 20. If anybody knows those other 4 songs or knows more about that, sound off for me, because honestly, I don't think I know the songs. And a couple of them didn't even make top 100. So, you know, they're not exactly things that were going to be the most popular or most played. And a lot of my oldies knowledge either comes from stuff that I heard around the house or stuff that I heard on the radio. So this is not, like, I don't know how many people older than me watch this stuff that would know this. Maybe Mom might. Who knows? This is why we wish Dad was still alive. He knew all these things. Okay, so anyway, like I said, they did get back together because they wanted to re-release their album. Question Mark has continued to play and collaborate with other people. Question Mark's house actually burned in a fire, and he lost everything. All the memorabilia, everything. So I know that they did do some fundraising concerts and different things for him to, you know, like get him a home and that kind of stuff. And I also know that the Question Mark and the Mysterians did a thing, and seriously, guys, I don't remember what year this was, and if I can find that, it'll be on the screen too. If not, at one point, they got together. I know they did the CBGB thing in 2002. They did a thing with Steven Van Zandt's Underground Garage, and I don't know exactly what all that is. What I know the Underground Garage as is as a radio show. It's on a local radio station here, but I do not know what that would be in any other market other than the Twin Cities market. I'm guessing it is on other radio stations in other parts of the country or other states or whatever, not just the Twin Cities. You may be able to find it as a podcast. I don't know. I listen to it on the radio. And if you get a chance, check it out. I mean, just any episode of it whenever you come across it. Steven Van Zandt has got a lot of knowledge. So he's little Stevie Van Zandt, who is the part of the E Street Band, which is Bruce Springsteen's band. But this is a guy who's actually turned me on to a lot of stuff. Back in the day, and I mean, I'm not even talking all that long ago, we're talking within the last 10, 15 years, I'd listened to a show and found different bands. But back in the day, that is how you heard stuff a lot of times, is you would catch these different, you know, weird shows or your college radio, that kind of stuff. And the Underground Garage is kind of that underground music. It is a lot of the garage band stuff. It is a lot of the scene that necessarily wasn't going to be top 40. So if you ever get a chance to check that out, I recommend it. So for this, I don't know what I have or haven't told you, but here's the deal. I am going to have the live version of this song. It's from a TV performance, and I don't know which one, because they did have a manager or something that came in as they were getting more popularity and got them booked on a couple of like national TV shows. And I want to say one of them was American Bandstand. And if I'm wrong, I'll correct that too. But they did get booked on a couple of these music type shows. So there is a little bit of footage from that. Real hard to find footage in general for them, because I don't think there were a lot of people recording their stuff back in the day. So that's what's going to be linked down below, along with all of the stuff that you need to know from the project. I'm done rambling. Like I said, you'll be reading half of this video because I don't know what I am and I'm not forgetting. But thank you so much for spending your time with me. I truly do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, check out the links down in the description box for your viewing, listening, and whatever else type of pleasure. And until next time, everybody, thank you so much. See ya. Bye.